Hey, what's up, people? It's your boy Anthony back again with another installment of Anthony Speaks. Uh, Today the question is, mainly, I don't know, not really mindful who it came from, but the question is, why do you think marijuana hasn't been legalized, and do I think that it should be? As a smoker and a friend of Mary Jane, I actually think like marijuana should be legalized. Uh, Not just for my own personal enjoyment of it, because yeah, I do smoke every day. I get it in. Those who know me know I plays no games. My theory is I like smoking. I work every day. I work 8 hours. Um, I work 40 plus hours a week. Well, I'm lying, but I'm supposed to work like 40 plus hours a week. Uh, uh, yeah, I got a little stuff with work, but yeah. So I feel as though like it's my money. It's what I want to do. So I'm not hurting nobody by me smoking. With that being said, the fact that yeah, I am pro legalization of marijuana, and not just for me myself because I like to smoke, but you know, for the medical aspects of marijuana because it does help with chronic pains. It does ease like headaches, all kinds of pains. A lot of people who have like multiple cirrhosis, smoke marijuana or prescribe marijuana to ease their muscle spasm or whatever it is that their the condition does to them. Um, it's also known to help like cancer patients or anybody that's dealing with back pains. It helps that. I don't know about that old myth about it helps with your eyes. I know it keep your eyes red and shit and make them squinchy. So I don't know if the China effect of the eyes make you see more because you got to squint. I have no idea if that's the truth or anything like that. But there has been scientific research to support the claim of medical marijuana, and a lot of states are actually approving medical marijuana. And with California being the biggest state in the country who have um, approved legalization of medical marijuana. There's a lot of talk in Pennsylvania about medical marijuana, and there's also a lot of talks of it being passed in New Jersey and the governor not really fucking with that aspect of things. But there's a lot of states. I don't really have numbers and things like that, but you know, if you really want to do the research, you can check online. Use your computer for other things than MySpace and oh wow, MySpace. Did I see that? Other than Facebook and Twitter and Google and all them type of things. I had like a year flashback or something like last year, 2 years ago. But yeah, do I think that marijuana should be legalized? I think it should be legalized thinking of the state of the economy and how many people smoke. You'll be surprised how many people smoke. You know, they may not be known, they might not make it very public, they may spend a lot of their smoking time in the house. Prime example, like if I'm out in the street in Center City, any place that people may gather that may not be the hood, because I usually get asked these questions when I'm out, when places where quote unquote other great nationalities are. Yo, I don't think you should smoke out here. Like, why? Because the people that's around, I'm like, fuck them, they smoke. And what I found out that there's always the oddest person to come up to me or walk past me and say, yo, that smells good, or damn, I want to smoke, or I'm about to go home and do that, or do you know where I can get that at, and stuff like that. And I'm not just talking about black people, niggas and chicks in the hood. I'm talking about like white people, Puerto Rican people, Asian people, Pakistani people, Arabic people, like a lot of range of people. So that's like why I'm out in the street. I don't never feel like embarrassed to like try to be hiding it. And what I learned, like when you're out in the open just doing stuff and it's like blatantly, a lot of people don't pay you no attention because they're always looking for the sneaky people that's acting sneaky, being sneaky, doing sneaky things. Y'all are the people that's always paid mind. Like people be mindful of y'all because y'all look sneaky, y'all do sneaky things. When you act like as if it's just what you should be able to do, people don't pay you attention. They may catch whiff of it, and like before they look around and see what it is, like 9 times out of 10, me and my cuff, you know what I mean? It's like hitting, like you don't really even see what's going on. So you know, that's the aspect of that. But so you'll be surprised who smokes. Even at work, like I don't tell people at work that I smoke, but I find it astonishing to see who makes weed references and weed jokes, or you always can spot the smokers out because they make little comments or things of that nature as far as what I've come in contact with. So yeah, I actually think that marijuana should be legalized for the simple fact of it would take a lot of money out of the criminal justice department, courts, police, crime units, government, different aspects of so much money is going into the aspect of catching people who have weed and things of that nature that that money could be used everywhere. Just like in Philadelphia, the district attorney has decided that they're not just going to focus on cases that involve small quantities of marijuana. I think it's like 1 ounce. You have 1 ounce of marijuana, you get a fine. You don't go to jail. You don't have to go pay the court. You pay a fine and you keep it moving. Because they have more important things. And some people are realizing that, with so much that's going on and with so much money that the economy has taken out of our system, that we really don't have money to do that. So can you just imagine if you can go to the store and buy weed? The state gains from that because they can tax it. The federal government will gain money from it because they can tax it. More people will be able to sell it. So therefore, we're talking about businesses and shops and different aspects of places where you can just walk in and maybe purchase marijuana. And I'm not just saying any mom and pop store should be able to sell marijuana, but maybe specialty shops instead of Starbucks, you have some type of store that's you go in there and get coffee and tea and tree and weed and things of that nature, and you can smoke in there. And maybe not smoking it out in the street, just random. Maybe that should still be fine, but as far as just the purchase and the use of it in one's own home should be allowed. Because people always gonna say that weed is a gateway drug, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of times the people that's acting crazy and doing crazy shit ain't on weed. They may have smoked some weed, but they might have did some other shit like some wet, some ecstasy, some Xanax. They might be drunk off their damn rocker. They might be popping heroin or popping pills and things of that nature. So, you can't necessarily say that, oh, well, because that person used that other stuff and they smoked weed first. That no, they just wanted to do that. And, there's more calm potheads. A lot of potheads ain't really trying to act crazy. They want to smoke. They want to chill out. They may want to have a conversation and talk it up, play some video games, watch some movies, other things, eat, but not really acting crazy, wilding out, flipping out, things of that nature. So, I really think that marijuana should be legalized. I think that that's a $1 billion industry that has not been tapped. And at one point, believe it or not, a lot of the drugs that we have out here at one point was legal. Like marijuana, for instance, and ecstasy, for instance, those were legal drugs that you were actually allowed to go and purchase and buy back in the 60s and things of that nature. And what I learned that happened was a new thing came out called the War on Drugs, ran by President Nixon. It was a big political thing, but it also on top of that was a way to control a group of people. Because the consensus was that a lot of the people who were on drugs, who were using LSD and smoking weed and smoking marijuana, and using these type of drugs were hippies. These were people who did not produce anything in society. They did not contribute to society. They didn't want to do anything. They didn't believe in government. They all were outside protesting. Basically the liberal aspect of people that want progress and doesn't want things to stay the same. That was a way that the government could attack these people. It's the drugs. They couldn't think that why these people wanted to protest, why these people wanted to do the things that they do, and things that wasn't crazy or bad or anything like that. It was just anti-government stuff. And they were trying to figure out why. Why would these people want to be anti-government? Why would they want to protest and things of that nature? So they were trying to say that it was because of drugs, weed, and all these other things. So therefore, if we can control these people and their drug habits, then maybe we can get rid of the drug habit, and maybe that we can have viable citizens who will not go against the government. And I really wish that I knew the name of this documentary, and I might take the time out and try to find it. but I watched it on like one of these like Discovery Channel or something like that, and it was just called, I think, The War on Drugs. And the aspect of that was just that the government felt as though that if we make these things illegal, then we can control these people, this large group of people who use these things, because most of them are anti-government. So that's how the war on drugs actually really, really officially started. All that 80s shit with Nancy Reagan, like, she just revamped it to make it mainstream for that time and stuff, because there wasn't really a lot of focus on that once Nixon and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to know more details of that, because I'm not a history buff and I'm not the world's smartest man, so I'm just talking about the things that I can remember from the documentary. But yeah, I think marijuana should be legalized. I mean, and then that way, man, I don't have to like, I don't really have no problem getting it, but I don't know. That way my connect won't be in trouble, I guess. And I can just smoke when I want to, and I can be honest, and I ain't got to worry about people saying shit because it'll be legal. Like, even though people always gonna talk shit, like people talk shit about people who smoke cigarettes and people who drink alcohol or people who do XYZ or whatever the case may be, any legal thing, as I say, it goes back to people always have an opinion or something to say about people who do whatever the case may be. What I learned is if it's something that a person doesn't do, 9 times out of 10 they find it that they don't want nobody else to do it. And they think everybody should be like that. I wish that more people would just allow people to, like Rihanna and T.I. say, live your life. Like, I wish people would let people live their life. I feel as though, like, if what is going on doesn't physically hurt you or anybody else or that person to a degree of really being bad, hurt, whatever, that, then you should allow it, like, and not try to blockade it or stop it or, you know, keep it from happening. Like, that's how I feel. I think too much involvement of people in other people's lives is the problem that we as people have. But that's another conversation. That's another topic. That's another thing for whatever. But yeah, as you see, I'm here by myself and I'm a little more focused because, you know, it's quiet. So yeah, and Eric's not around. Eric's at work, so shout out to Eric. Shout out to all the people that's working on a Friday night. Gotta grind it out. Gotta make the money. Like, you do what you gotta do. So that's me. Another installment is done. Like I said, if you want me to like answer your question or talk about a topic or know my opinion on something, hit the inbox, send me a message, holler at me, and let me know what the situation is, what it is, and I can take the time out and I'll record and I'll give you my opinion and I'll post it and let everybody else see what it is. But mainly it's, you know, you'll get the answer or not get the answer or whatever, and feel free to give me feedback or tell me if I'm wrong or whatever the case may be. I'm not a mad, angry type of person, and I take criticism very well. And I'm good with conversation, and I'm always good with feedback because that allows me to see what everybody else may think of me, even though I may not agree with you. But I always have the mindset is that if anything else, we can agree to disagree, and we can keep it moving, like, because the world has already got enough of crazy, petty, dumb shit, and sometimes we just need to like let it go and move past that. So yeah. Alright, peoples, this is Anthony, and I know sometimes I talk a lot, but hey, this is my shit, not yours, so bye bye.